Hey folks, here's a quick demo of Steamship's chat analytics package. If your team builds software that scrapes Discord or Slack rooms to provide customer service reps a better understanding of what's going on, then this is for you. It takes as its input raw, unthreaded chat messages, and it finds the natural conversation clusters within them and assigns intent and sentiment values. This lets you more easily build software atop of that answers the question, what happened in the community chat today? So here's how you use it. So all you have to do is type npx try-steamship chat analytics. That will direct you to an authentication flow on the web, so I'll just press enter to pull that up. I will authenticate. And then we get our choice of either a web demo on Streamlit or a Jupyter Notebook demo that we can download and try out. So I'm going to pick that. And that will, of course, require that you have Jupyter running on your machine. But if you have that, you can just copy and paste that one command. It will open up a Jupyter Notebook with everything you need to see the end-to-end flow of this chat analytics package. So I'll show you the high-level bits of how it works. So you can think of Steamship as kind of a meta package manager. So we import the Steamship object into our Python code, and then we use that Steamship object to pull down a stub for our package running in the cloud. And it runs in the cloud so that we can run and spin up and spin down all of the infrastructure that's necessary and do all of the data persistence that's necessary to support it. So the package handle here is chat analytics, and an instance handle represents the data context into which this particular package instance will sit. So let's just call this chat room 1234. Now we're going to call steamship.use package handle instance handle. That's going to give us an instance of this package running in that data context that we just created. So it's isolated from all other instances of this package. Now down here, I have a whole bunch of classes that are pedantic models that represent different things like intents and sentiments and messages. It's actually very, very simple. And so I created this slide to explain it because I think the CSV way to think about this is a little bit easier. Here's all we're doing. We're taking a CSV file of raw chat messages from Discord or Slack. They have a message ID, a timestamp, a user ID, text. We send that to the chat analytics package, and then it sends us back that exact same CSV, except it adds a few new rows. So or columns rather. One of those columns is sentiment, one is intent, and one is root message ID. And the root message ID helps us recover a threading if it didn't exist. You know, lots of people, when they type chat messages, they don't actually use the thread feature, but it's useful to be able to group an entire conversation semantically into a thread if you're a customer support rep or if you're trying to go back over the chat logs later. And so this helps you do that. So that's all this is in the Jupyter Notebook. We see the intent enum here. We see the sentiment enum here. We see this message row that represents one row of this table. And we've also included some sample data right in the Jupyter Notebook. So in the real world, this sample data would be your actual Discord or Slack log. So that's all some prep to make it easy to copy and paste the Python. And then having done so, this is really the only method call on the package. It's analyze. We pass it the chat stream. That chat stream is that CSV blob of the data. So let's do that. It's going to cluster the messages. It will run sentiment analysis. It will run an intent analysis on each message. And then we will provide the output right here with some pretty printing that shows the nesting. So we can see for each message, it indents in if it thinks that it's found a thread that belongs finding. So we have hi team, that's a positive sentiment salutation. Thanks for getting back to us, that's a positive praise. I noticed the Slack bot being very verbose lately, that's a negative complaint. And then these next messages it thinks are clustered with that negative complaint. Is there a way to decrease the verbosity level? I want the bot to ignore thank you messages. Our clients are not technical, ... So if you're a team that is building tools to help support representatives get more out of the chat rooms that are becoming so popular to provide everything from community building to customer support, we think of this as a way to help you augment your data so that you can start to provide better tools on top of those chat rooms more easily. Make sure the Slack messages didn't get missed. Make sure you're able to query into the kinds of questions and praise and requests that people are asking. Please reach out to us on steamship.com if this interests you or if you have ideas for how we might improve it. We think there's a lot of really interesting things we can do with chat messages, and we would love to help people build better tools on top by making it easier for them to manage all of the data crunching that has to happen underneath the hood for you to build a better product. Thanks a lot.